Are you trying to sell your course or coaching with a VSL or a webinar? If so, you've probably run into this terrible situation where you have no idea how to deliver your webinar in a way that actually sells. And that sucks because you feel like you're spending all this money and all this time and all this energy into making this webinar, and you have no idea if it's going to get any sales because you know that the product is you. You basically have to sell yourself. And even if the stuff that you offer is amazing, but the webinar or the video sales letter that you're doing sucks from a performance aspect, you're just gonna be dead in the dirt. Nothing's gonna happen. It's not gonna work for you. So I wanna give you 5 tips on how to level up the performance of your VSL or webinar. Okay, here's the first one. This may seem counterintuitive because obviously you want something scripted, but I don't want you to read. Do not read. The best thing that you can possibly do in an ideal world is have a script in front of you that you read and it sounds extremely conversational, but you're probably not an actor, right? It's very difficult to do this. So what I would do is I would try to write something in between a script and an outline, something in between bullet points and an actual word for word script. This is going to encourage you to ad lib so that it seems more natural. It makes a huge difference. Number 2, don't make the pitch a big deal. Every time that people are in their webinar, they start getting to the pitch around 80%, right? It's, empathy, value, here's who I am, all this stuff, teaching moment, and then you transition into your pitch. But a lot of people get really caught up in this transitioning to a pitch moment because it's kind of like, oh man, like here we go. I hope they buy this. This is the big moment. That's gonna totally fuck you over. You don't wanna do that. So it basically wants to be natural. So you've spent the time with the problem that you solve in the webinar, right? If you have a good webinar angle, it's how to do this by doing this without this, something like that. So then you spend the rest of the webinar giving value, and then you transition into the same thing. Problem, solution, problem, solution. So if you still feel like this and you want to feel like this, guess what I have to offer you? And that's where you get to be excited, not scared. Don't make the pitch a big deal. They know it's coming, so don't get all bent out of shape about it. Always write conversationally. When you are going to script certain parts of it, always pass the dive bar test. The dive bar test means if you wouldn't say it in a dive bar to a friend, don't say it in a webinar. This goes for all video, but don't say it in a webinar. So you would never say the word perhaps, right? Maybe sometimes you say the word perhaps. Maybe you'll fight me on that. I say perhaps all the time. No, you don't. Nobody says perhaps. Perhaps we should consider going to the gym later this afternoon. People don't talk like that. So when you're in your VSL and you're writing it, you want to always make sure to be passing the dive bar test. That'll help you relate more to people, and if they relate more to you, they'll like you more. If they like you more, they'll buy from you more. Done, more money. You've got to be enthusiastic. That's my next tip. You must be. It's just sales 101. People feed off that enthusiasm. If you're excited about it, it gets them excited about it. We have a natural propensity to mirror each other. So if you are talking to someone and they're talking a certain way, they're gonna come to your basic psychological and emotional level. So if they're feeling dour and sad, you're not gonna be like, hey, everything's awesome. It doesn't work. We're not wired that way. So if you're delivering a flat, boring, unenthusiastic, or sort of stick up your butt kind of like a hoity-toity coach type thing, people are not gonna be able to identify with you, and they're not gonna really know how to meet you at your level. You're gonna feel like you're on different teams, and then if you're on different teams, they're never really gonna feel like they can be a part of what you offer. So you wanna make sure to be extremely enthusiastic because you want them to be enthusiastic. At the end of this, it should be like, holy crap, this person can really solve my problem, rather than, that's interesting, which is probably what most people say coming out of most webinars, or they duck out at the 50% mark, but that's for another video. And the last tip is related to this: be on the same team with your audience. It's very important that you don't see yourself and frame yourself as some sort of king or queen on high. You need to be in this very empathetic state where it's like, I know exactly what you're going through. I know what the problems are that you're dealing with. You probably feel like this, this, and this. I know I've been there too. Just so you know, there's a lot of us out there that feel this way, and we've actually all found a way to solve this problem in one really simple way that we're all doing. Do you think you want to be a part of it? I feel like maybe you're one of us, right? One of us. It's so important. It's like marketing 101, right? It's an old Seth Godin quote. People like us do things like this. I think that's the quote. So you want to make sure to be on the same team. I make videos like this all the time with tons of stuff about how to make video work for you in your business and make you more money. Subscribe to this video and do all the things. Probably more stuff to click. See you in the next one.